Namaskar, hello and a very warm welcome to CIET NCERT's live phone and interactive program. I'm Tanvi Khurana and this is our series on virtual labs. So earlier there used to be physical labs, but now virtual labs are a common thing. And what exactly are virtual labs? How we can do experiments in the virtual labs? What is the platform that one can use? There are so many questions associated with it. And we have an expert who will be more than happy to answer all your doubts, all your queries in this particular program. The subject that we are going to deal with today is physics, and the topic is demonstration of simulation on reflection and transmission of waves. So if you have any questions related to this topic, please reach out to us. You can call us on our number, that is 8800440559, or you can email us. The email ID is diksha.training@ciet.nic.in. And if you're watching us on PM eVidya, channel number 6 to channel number 12, and also on our YouTube channel, that is NCERT Official, you can write down your questions in the live chat box and we'll be definitely taking them up. So let me please introduce you to our guest for today. We have with us Dr. Uma D. Sharma. Ma'am, a very warm welcome.
Namaskar.
Ma'am is an academic consultant from CIET NCERT New Delhi itself, and she'll be giving us a brief idea about virtual labs and this topic, and also what grade are we going to deal with. Also some simulations will be shown to you. So let's begin this conversation, and let me just ask ma'am, so we are dealing with virtual labs,
Yes,
and this is
yes,
a proper series. We would like to understand more about virtual labs. Would you like to explain that?
Sure, ma'am. See, ma'am, as you mentioned it, virtual lab is a digital repository under Diksha platform, where all, as per the NEP guidelines, see, all the practicals, all the experiment are available there in a digital mode. So the student can get access to these quality experiment anywhere and at any time.
Okay.
So it is a basic idea of this virtual lab. Plus, it has a to understand concrete topics, especially in physics. Some abstract concepts are there, so student can get a very good understanding of these concepts using a virtual lab, and it is not a replacement of this what you say, the physical laboratory, but it is only a supplement. It gives a add on to the all the experiment which usually children do at the school level.
Okay, great. I'm sure the kids would be enjoying doing these experiments on this virtual labs. So ma'am, because the topic is reflection and transmission of waves, we would like to understand this topic a little more. We would like to understand what are waves, and particularly because from 6 to 12 all the students can do these experiments. So
Absolutely.
Today, which grade are we dealing with?
We are dealing with grade 11th, ma'am.
Okay.
And this is a very important topic about the reflection and transmission of waves. And though they study about waves from class 8th onwards, so the concrete understanding comes in grade 11th.
Okay.
So to understand about this reflection of waves and transmission of waves, how wave propagate, what is a wave, so we will go through this. And wave is a form of energy, like you will see in the case of sound waves, like light waves, all are the forms of different energies only.
Right.
So when the these waves travels from one medium to another medium, on what factor it depends, how their impedance affected, how their amplitude changes, and on what factor we can maintain these changes. So that we will study over here. So about the reflection, about the transmission with the help of a string.
Okay. And how can we access this particular simulation?
Yes, we can access this simulation from Diksha platform only. We can go to diksha.gov.in. This is the main platform, digital interface for knowledge sharing, and here various verticals are there, focus area of Diksha, and under it you will find this virtual lab. Under it you will find virtual lab, Jadui Pitara, I think virtual lab. So once we go over here, virtual lab, or either you can directly type this virtual lab, you will get this page. and from here you can see that from grade 6 to grade 12th all the experiments are available which are in a digital form, and their experiment, their PDF, their videos, everything is available here. So, I will go to grade 11th and medium is Hindi and English. In both the medium they are present. I will go to the physics, and it is a very important thing, not only experiments, different activities as well as demonstration is also available over here. So, this is one of the demonstration which usually we are explaining in the labs. So, with that also we can avail and through Diksha. See, this is a demonstration activity number 19 which I am going to display. So, first is its PDF. So, its PDF is here. So, which tells about the objective of this experiment, to demonstrate reflection and transmission of waves at the boundaries of two media. What will happen when what will happen like when the wave interacts with the wall, how it what happens, it reflects, bounces back or absorbs. So, what are the different factors and what are their phase changes. So, everything we will discuss over here. The entire PDF is available over here. So, student can access this PDF from here. Then explanation resources is there. In this explanation resources, theory, procedure, animation and resources are available. So, one by one we will go through it. First is the theory of this. So, to understand, first of all we understand the few key concepts like what is absorption, what is reflection, what is transmission. See, whenever wave interacts with matter, some part get absorbed, some get transmitted and some get reflected back to the same medium. Okay. So, absorption is that portion which wave get that much amount of energy will get absorbed by the particular medium. Then reflection, if it bounce back the same medium, so how much some portion get reflected back to the same medium of that energy, then and transmission some portion get absorbed. So, here with the help of one string we will just give one pulse to it. One pulse is a small disturbance in the energy level. So, when it travels with a certain velocity and if some boundary level is there, so how it get reflected back? You will see that when the boundary is rigid, that means it is connected to some wall. So, there is a phase difference of 180 degree, pi is there. Why this happens? This we can easily explain with the help of Newton's third law, which is for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So, as it push, as that whatever the pulse is there, the small energy packet pulse, just as it interacts with the wall, okay, so equal and opposite energy just bounces back to the downward direction. So, it get inverted as you can see the picture. So, and similarly you can see, and then we will study about what will happen when the wave interact with the open boundaries. Like we can understand this in this case, suppose two strings are there or two wires are there, one is of different medium, another is made up of a simple rope. Okay, two different kind of ropes are there, one thin rope, one big rope is there. So, what will happen when the wave travels? Okay. So, here we will see that there is no phase change will be there. Okay, there is no phase change will be there. The wave will just transmit. Some part of the energy get transmitted to the another medium, some part is reflected back and it act as a closed boundary and it get reflected. So, this experiment we will do it over here, and just understand the entire procedure, like what will happen if the wave is moves from more denser part to the less denser part, how the wave travels, how their impedance matter, what will be its frequency, what will be its wavelength, how their amplitude will get changed and on what factors they are depending. So, the student get an idea of how waves are transmitted along the string, how they are reflected and on what factor they are depending. Okay. So, let us for this I will just show you one video, that is an animation related to this experiment.
Aim: to demonstrate the reflection and transmission of waves at the boundary of two media. Materials required: steel hook on the stand, A movable ring on the horizontal rod. Long heavy spring. Fine thread. Slinky. Procedure. Reflection of the pulse at the fixed end. Take the slinky and tie one end to the steel hook. Hold the other end of the slinky by the hand. Stretch the slinky. Give a pulse to the free end of the slinky. Observe the reflection of the pulse at the fixed end. Observation. The pulse reflected with inversion at the fixed end will have the same speed as incident pulse. Reflection of the pulse at the free end. Tie the fine thread to the movable ring. Tie the fine thread to the slinky. Hold the free end of the slinky. Give a pulse to the slinky and make sure that the pulse is parallel to the horizontal rod. Observe the reflection of the pulse at the boundary of thread and slinky. Observation. The pulse reflects without inversion, maintaining the same speed. Pulse travels from rarer medium to denser media. Join a helical long spring of high mass to the slinky. Attach heavier spring to steel hook. Hold the free end of the slinky. Stretch heavier spring and slinky. Give a pulse to the free end of the slinky. Observe what happens to the pulse at the boundary of the two media.
So, here we can easily see that when it travels from denser to rarer medium, denser means we have taken a heavy spring, rarer we have taken some lighter spring. So, in this case what happens, as we give a pulse, a disturbance to this slinky, so the partially you will see the wave is transmitted to the another medium and partially it is reflected back. So, we can see that the energy is distributed in two parts, one is a reflection and one is a transmission according to the, and it entirely depends on this impedance factor which depends on their mass density. So, this I want to explain over here. So, let us proceed simply. I will just
observation. After the incident pulse reaches the boundary of the heavier spring and slinky, two pulses are observed. The transmitted pulse passes through the heavier spring and the reflected pulse reflects the slinky. Transmitted pulse. This pulse travels at a low speed through the heavier spring and the amplitude of the transmitted pulse will be lower than that of the incident pulse. Reflected pulse. This pulse reflects at the boundary and passes through the slinky. The speed of the reflected pulse matches that of the incident pulse. The amplitude will be lower than that of the incident pulse and the reflected pulse will be inverted. Pulse travels from
So, in this way student get an idea of entire experiment using this animation part, and then we will proceed to this simulation part. The simulation part where we can actually do this experiment and understand this concept of reflection and transmission. While it takes some time, let us
I can ask you a question here.
Yes, yes.
So, is this entirely online or someone can operate it offline as well?
No, it is entirely online, ma'am.
So, one needs an internet connection.
Yes, you can download this audio like this videos.
Okay.
And to suppose they want to showcase this video in the classroom. So, if an internet is not there, you can just simply download this file and they can show it with using a pen drive.
Okay, okay.
I think it's here. Let me open it. 19 learning resources.
Ma'am, you just showed that there are so many demonstration activities. You picked the demonstration activity number 19.
Yes,
so,
yes.
can you tell us how many are there?
Total 21 is there, total
Okay.
21 demonstrative activity there, and this is the part related to like waves, so I picked this.
And the other topics, are they the same for every
No,
experiment?
it actually depends on the different concepts which are available in there, which is aligned with their class 11th
Okay.
book. Okay. Okay, so it's now open. So I will just show it to you. So you will get this page once it is open. Now just here see reset, help, minimize tab is there. So suppose the student didn't get the idea how to start this, they can simply click on this help button and just click on the hand. You will see I think some internet connection is, maybe some problem is there, that's why it's blinking. So here the wave is, here we can see that the entire wave is reflected back and taking a phase difference, phase of change of 180 degree, as I mentioned, due to the Newton's third law. Okay. Now we can by clicking I mark, we just get the conclusion, the pulse reflected back and it's inverted with the same speed and amplitude, because here there is no change in the speed and amplitude, because wave is just propagating, we have not changed any medium. So its speed remain the same only. Next, now this is the second case when we have taken the open loop. Now this boundary is not fixed, this is free end, this is free end. So in this case what will happen, as I click, the pulse is moving towards this and it will give the just double the amplitude, in the double the amplitude and it reflected back to the same medium. Okay. What exactly happens here, when the energy is propagating over here at this free end, here no blockage is there, it is a free end. So simply that energy is going towards the upward, the amplitude comes in a twice the amplitude of this wave. So here pulse reflect without an inversion at the same amplitude and the speed, because it is not bounded. So there is a no phase change is there, no inversion is there. Now at the same way student can get a check also whether they understood this concept or not, that inversion of reflected pulse happen when the edge of the spring is, when it is fixed. When it is fixed, then only the reflection takes place. Second question, does the speed of the pulse change when pulse travels from denser medium to rarer medium or vice versa? Yes, because medium get changed, so obviously speed will get changed. So after this, like student get a basic idea of what is it. Now how, this is the second part of it. Now pulse is moving from rarer medium to denser medium. Here we have taken one lighter spring, then another is a one heavy spring. Now simply just click, attach both of it. I think first we have to attach this and then we have to attach this, then give the one pulse, some jerk, that is this is one of the energy. Now here we will say the partially the energy is transmitted and partially it is reflected. The reflected part get inverted by a phase change of 180 degree and here it get transmitted, because in the transmission there is a no change of the energy is just going smoothly over here. So here in this case it will, there is a no phase change will be there, only the change in the amplitude will takes place and the velocity, because velocity also depends on this mass density. The more the density, less will be the velocity, its velocity get decrease. Okay. So now suppose they want to at the same time it is conclusion is also given over here. The transmitted pulse, it travels through a heavier spring with a lower speed and amplitude than the incident wave pulse, because obviously some more energy is released in the form of when it travels from rarer to denser medium, and in the reflected pulse it reflects the boundary with inversion. The speed is same as the incident pulse and the amplitude will be lower than the incident pulse, because half of the energy is transmitted and partially, not half exactly, partially is transmitted and partially it is reflected back to the same medium, and since medium is not changed, so obviously velocity will remain same. Now pulse is moving from denser medium to rarer medium, again we can simple denser to rarer. Here in this case heavier spring in front, then rarer, this is a lighter spring. Again I have given some pulse, the energy to it. This we are explaining in the form of mechanical wave, like see this is a mechanical, we can see this. So here what we will say, the wave is transmitted and then reflected from the closed end. So when it is reflected from the closed end, again phase inversion will be there of 180 degree. So the conclusion, the student can get the conclusion from here, transmitted pulse which travels through a slinky with a high speed and larger amplitude, because the medium changed from denser to rarer, because energy is now less energy is required. So when it travels from denser medium to rarer medium, automatically what happens, the amplitude will get increased. Okay. So this is a very interestingly, a student can do it and they can on the go, they can learn it with a very interactively using this virtual lab. Now, at the same time they can reset it also. They can reset it. Do you want to reset the simulation? Yes. If they want to do it again, we can simply reset it. Okay. So, this is the simulation part about the experiment, and so one by one they can understand all the concept of reflection and transmission, what will happen at the closed end, what will happen at the closed boundaries. Like this will matter in the entire each and every case. For example, I will give you example of echo. Echo is a reflection of sound waves. So, how the echo is heard when we shout, when we speak in a open very large room. So, the waves, the sound waves just hit to the walls and they just reflected back. So, here the end is how end is a very rigid. So, in this case it is reflected back with a phase change of 180 degree. So, to understand all these concept, this understanding of this reflection of wave is very much required. Either it can be a sound wave, either it can be light wave. I will give you another example. For example, optical fibers. Here the how the light travels. So, light also get in how the information is traveling across the optical fiber. It get internal reflected back to the same medium. Okay. So, here also the understanding of this reflection of waves and the this transmission of wave is very much required, and on what factors they depend. When the density changes, their amplitude changes and their impedance level is affected.
Okay. Ma'am, are there any evaluation questions for assessment?
Yes, yes. Okay. So, now after completion of this experiment, the student can go for the self evaluation. So, here this one tab is there, you can see over there this self evaluation. The student click on it and one by one, like plenty of questions are available there. They can go through this questions and they can check their understanding of this demonstrative activity. So, self evaluation, let's it's here. Now, this is the first question, like slinky is attached to the strong hook and stretched. When the pulse is applied to the free end of the slinky by hand, what will the speed of the reflected pulse? So, what will the speed? The speed, because the medium remains the same only. So, it is a concept of reflection. So, the speed will remain same as the incident pulse. So, and if they get wrong, then also like at the end they can go back to the procedure, this theory part, and understand the entire concepts once again through this. So, it is a number of times a student can do all this experiment. There is a no like time boundation is there. They can do it at their own convenience. So, this is all the features of this virtual lab. Now, second question, like slinky is stretched, a pulse is applied to the free end of the stretched string by hand. Which of the following statement is correct? The reflected pulse has a speed different from the incident pulse. Now, it is stretched and it is free end. So, in free end it is not inverted. I will click any other to just see what will happen if I tick on the wrong one. So, just give the instant result also that this is a wrong and just give you the correct answer as well.
And
so,
how many questions are there in this?
There are plenty, I think 15-20 questions are there to get a proper understanding of entire this concept.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am, for explaining each and everything about this particular topic, that is reflection and transmission of waves. It was a wonderful conversation indeed, and I think all our listeners, all our viewers, they enjoyed the simulation, the experiments that you just showed. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you to all our viewers for being with us today. I really hope that you enjoyed this entire program, and tomorrow at the same time, sharp at 10 o'clock, we'll come back again and we'll do another simulation on the topic biology, and the topic will be demonstration of simulation on root modifications. So, do watch that program and raise your questions if there are any. For now, we are wrapping up this particular program, but we have a long list of the programs that we have lined up for the entire day for all of you. So, let's just give you a little glimpse of it. The next program that we have for all of you is from 11 to 11:30. This will be on channel number 14, and the topic will be digital literacy empowering adult learners, followed by another program which will be from 12 to 12:30. This is for class 7. The subject will be social science, and the topic will be from the rulers to the ruled, types of government. From 2 to 2:30 you can watch an English program. The topic will be the wise parrot. From 2:30 to 3 o'clock the subject will be Hindi. Class 5 students can watch this program. The topic will be Sundariya Bhag Do. From 3 to 3:30 class 6 students can watch the science program. The topic will be Nature's Treasures Part 2. From 3:30 to 4 another program will be there of maths and the topic will be Prime Time Part 2. From 4 to 5 there will be our webinar series for all the students who are studying in class 6 to class 12. और विषय होगा वित्तीय साइबर अपराध की कार्य प्रणाली, डिजिटल गिरफ्तारी और ऑनलाइन निवेश ठगी को समझे. From 5 to 5:30 the last program will be telecasted. It is our Sahyog series and the topic of discussion will be students in the digital age, attention span and mental health. And with this I also want to tell you that if you are students of class 4 and class 7 and you have not purchased your textbooks yet, then please go ahead and buy it from either Amazon, Flipkart or even our NCERT official website. So there are multiple options. Please go ahead and purchase them as soon as you can. Thank you so much once again. Have a great day ahead. Keep on watching our programs and enjoy them. I'm Tanvi Khurana and I'll take a leave of you. Namaskar.